We at SImBin bring realism to racing. We make simulations for the PC for about 6 years, and we're bringing this to the Xbox 360. We're all about realistic racing, being real race drivers. We want people to come in, play the game and care about racing, not about what car you have or anything like that, just pure racing. Race Pro is the first game to use our new Lizard engine. So we brought in a new engine, great graphics, but we brought over all the same sort of thing, physics, the sound, all the great know-how we have from the PC games. With the limits we had, we've made some great looking cars. Definitely the most detailed on any platform. We've gone down to the greatest details. We go to races, take all the photos, see the cars in action, everything. And I think we've got really realistic looking cars in our game. Because we're trying to immerse the player into the game, we're really trying to make everything as good as possible. I think we've got great graphics. I mean, some of the effects and stuff that we have are amazing. We've spent a lot of time, effort and processing power on sounds because we believe with racing games you really got to feel the car, you've got to hear the car come through. And every car is completely different in the sounds as to the real counterpart, whereas you would see gearbox whines, differential whines, everything, clunky gearboxes compared to everything. We've got minis and small, slower cars like that to learn to drive in, and it goes all the way through to GT Pro cars. So we have things like racing Aston Martins, racing Audis, Corvettes, full-on race cars like carbon fibre, fully changed from their original counterpart. We have World Touring Car Championship as in our other games. We've got Formula 3000 and Formula BMW. 3 classes of pro cars ranging in time for somewhat modified up until the fully modified race versions. We've got a new set of cars, WTCC Extreme, where we've taken the WTCC cars and basically turned them into a DTM type build. The general premise behind these cars is the fact that we made them all rear-wheel drive. They're very fun to drive, tuned them right up in the engines, made them look mean obviously. So they will rev out to about 10,000 RPM and they're very slidey, really fun to race. We found through our other games that people had sort of flocked to 1 or 2 cars in the online races, the fastest ones. In real race series, they performance balance cars to keep the racing tight, and we've done the same. So basically every car's a potential winner and you can race whatever car you like for whatever reason. The novice gamer finds that to pick it up, it's really great, really entertaining. We do try and convince them to drive like a real race car driver, as in other games you can't bounce off walls and stuff and still expect to do well. But I haven't seen anyone have any problems transitioning at all to the game. Also, we've made the game so you can customize it absolutely any way you want. Things like the controllers, you find in some games where you sort of think, well, it doesn't handle the way I want it to handle. Not the car itself, but the controller. The controller doesn't steer the car the way I think it should. So we've made it available so absolutely everyone can go in and change all the settings in the controllers. We don't do customization as in other games where you put on different body kits or anything like that. I mean, that's not what we're about. We're about real racing and bringing it to the Xbox 360. So you can go through, I mean, you don't have to, but you can go through and change absolutely every setting as you would on a real car. There is so many settings for the suspension, the wheels, the tyres, everything. Heaps and heaps of settings. You don't have to touch them to be able to be competitive. I think every car is set up reasonably well to start with, but the more hardcore people can go in and change the car to handle any way they want or drive how they want. People have wanted a simulation racing game for so long, now they're finally getting it. It's coming out in Q1 2009 exclusively for Xbox 360.